Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do this reading that actually is no one asked for this reading, but is my own personal request. This is a friendship tarot reading between NCT Yuta and Jungwoo. So yes, I have noticed a few more like funny interactions between them, in NCT Nation, in these concerts, and Jungkook made my bias smile, Yuta's my bias, and seeing him like being a bit more like into the dynamic with other member, and laughing and just like not the typical people, because if there's something that I notice about my bias, and this is my own personal appreciation, if you feel differently, um, I also like I'm open to hear your perspective about this. But there's something about Yuta that he has his people, he has the members that he's closest to, he tends to interact a bit more with some, and also, well, in this concert there's a lot of members, but seeing his cute moments, with Jungwoo. And I also like Jungwoo in general. I like, there's something about his energy, the way he smiles, the way he's always like the funny one, the way he's always like, um, vibrant in his energy, and I just like how he lifts up the mood, and in the blogs that they came here to Latin America, he was hilarious trying to learn the language, trying to say a few phrases in Spanish. So yeah, I love Jungwoo as well. So yeah, let's begin. I placed Yuta on the left and Jungwoo on the right. So yeah, let's see the cards that they got. We start with Yuta. We start with the Nine of Wands, Six of Wands, and a Four of Swords. And then from Jungwoo's side, we have the Tower, the Star card, and Three of Wands. Then the relationship as an overall, we have the Magician, the Page of Pentacles, and Five of Pentacles. Let's start with Utah's part. Honestly, I see Utah very very guarded. Very um, definitely his body language is very transparent to what the cards are telling me about him. That he is a person that he's always on the move, because that's why he got a lot of ones. Actually both of them got ones, but Yuta got two. So there's something about him always like going and going and going, after activity, and then another one, and then another one. It seems like he's like programmed like this. Maybe this is why we don't get cards here that show me like a sentiment, a feeling, a perception, something sensitive. I think that these guys, and from what I can see from Utah's perspective, probably Utah has a lot of things to do, and there's something about him like also hiding behind these responsibilities, and being like, oh yeah, yeah, I don't connect with you as often, or yeah, I don't know, I don't fool around with you as often because I'm busy, and if I didn't talk to you, or if I didn't look at you in the eyes, it's because I'm busy, because my mind is in a lot of places. I have to learn a lot of things. There's something about Utah being in a race against himself. It seems like he is like piling up a lot of things to do. He's definitely exhausted, but I think that he does it because he's like, okay, it's my moment, so I need to take as much opportunities, or as much once as I can, and I cannot stop with the intensity of my approaches. I cannot stop to wait for people. I have to make it on my own. I have to keep being passionate. I have to keep being resilient. There's something about about Utah always feeling this need to prove himself through his actions and through his intensity. There's something about, I would say here with the Nine of Wands, that probably there's this expectation also coming from people towards Yuta. That okay, yeah, Yuta is the mysterious one. Yuta is the passionate guy. Yuta is you know, the sexy guy. So there's something about like, okay, yeah, we will never get a softer Yuta because Yuta is a rock star. So there's something about also like, yeah, him being happy for what this image of him and his intensity and his passion and his hard work, it had gave him a lot. He's able to count his progress and to count his advances, but also he hides behind them. It's like an armor. It's like a suit that he hides behind this. It's like, don't come near me because I'm busy, or I don't have time. I'm already moving on to something else. So maybe this is why probably when it comes to Jungwoo, since I'm reading for Jungwoo in particular, um, probably Yuta is he has his moments where it's not easy to access to him. It's, even if you have him next to you, it's not easy to go through his security system. Utah does have, and I even myself, I have observed this and I have talked about this in my community, about even his body language. Sometimes it looks like he's annoyed or that he's not interested, sometimes in connecting with others. He's like, he's always like thinking or on his phone. Um, so yeah, definitely his reality is different from Jungwoo. But then we have the Six of Wands. So I believe that something, yes, something changed in their dynamic, or something changed when it comes to Yuta's perspective about Jungwoo. I think that it's not that they don't have a bond. They have it because they had been working so for so many years. But there's something with these ones in here that um, I believe that Yuta feels a huge responsibility for being this, maybe for being in Japan, like somehow all eyes are on him. And I believe that maybe it's himself the one that he puts the pressure on himself. Like, it's not like people are like, oh yeah, like everyone is going to be paying attention to you. It's more like his perception is more like him getting a bit nervous and not being able to be too much into himself and his own energy and his own worries and his own mind, that sometimes he doesn't pay attention to what's going on around him. Um, but since we have the Six of Wands, there's something about him feeling victorious when it comes to his connection with Jungwoo. Like, I believe that they had a very fun moment, and there's something about this victorious feeling, this moment of celebration, that had connect Yuta with this feeling of like, keeping his guards down for a bit, and be like, okay, we done well. I'm going to allow myself to have fun. I'm going to laugh with you. I'm going to celebrate with you. We're going to be funny. I'm going to smile more. I'm going to, accept that we had done well. There's something about, probably there's something about Yuta having a hard time. Like, he puts a lot of pressure on himself, obviously. And all these ones in here, I can feel it. Um, but there's also this feeling that there's not much moments where he feels like he can enjoy actually his success. And there's something here with this Six of Wands. There's something about his connection with Jungwoo that allows him to connect with feeling victorious, connect with the success that he and the attention that he's receiving. I definitely believe that Jungwoo makes Yuta, or lets Yuta know that he had done well, that he is the best. It seems like Jungwoo definitely is Yuta's number one fanboy. Like, there's something about here with the Six of Wands, Yuta is like, oh yeah, I see that Jungwoo is always supporting me, even when sometimes I don't reciprocate. There's something, we start with the Nine of Wands, so I think that Yuta knows that he has Jungwoo's support and Jungwoo's appreciation. But I think that he's such a tough cookie sometimes, or he's so difficult sometimes, that it's hard for him to look at you in the eyes and be like, okay, yeah, thank you for your support. It seems like he feels it, like but he doesn't know how to say thank you. And it's like I believe that probably he doesn't know how to take compliments. He gets awkward. And probably, um, I don't know. It just feels like, there's something about Utah that is very strange. It's peculiar. It's not strange. But do you see how he always like, expresses his admiration and love for Mark? And he's like, yeah, Mark all the time. Mark, Mark, Mark. Well, in this case, Jungwoo he does the same for Yuta. He's always talking about Yuta. He's always mentioning Yuta's name. He's always trying to get close to Yuta. But somehow for Yuta to feel that sort of devotion coming his way, it's not something that he's used to. He's like, oh yeah, yeah, funny, like, yeah, give me my space. So it's weird. I believe it feels weird for him to be in the receiving end of attention. He's used to giving it, and being funny and being, like, cute about it. But when he gets it about himself, he gets overwhelmed. He's like, oh no, 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 please, like, yeah, stop it. And there's something about him with this Six of Wands finally like connecting with this feeling of glory. Like, yeah, I done well, we done well. Like, okay, I will receive your love and admiration. We done well together. Like, yeah, okay, I will let you hug me. I will let you touch me. I will let you get close to me. Like, yeah, we done well. And then with the Four of Swords, see how his energy is slowly comes down, because we start with the Nine of Wands and then we have the Four of Swords. So finally, I believe that Jungwoo has like for Yuta, he has proven Yuta that Jungwoo is someone that he can trust. So he is slowly is letting his guards down. This is why then after the Six of Wands we have the Four of Swords. There's something about him slowly putting his guards down, as slowly being able to rest mentally. It's like, yeah, I refuse. I sort of was a bit hesitant at the beginning. I didn't know if I could trust you. Yeah, I didn't even want you close to me. But now, with time, I'm seeing everything that we created together, and we are a cute couple. We are a cute duo. We make each other look good. We are victorious together. When I have a victory, you're usually next to me, and I appreciate it, and I let you in. And then, I feel like I can, take a break. I can rest quietly, like knowing that there's no hidden agenda. There's no paranoia in Utah when it comes to Jungwoo. Definitely there's something about like, yeah, we have a good chemistry, or we do well on stage. And yeah, like I feel like I can relax when it comes to this guy. I'm not thinking like, okay, what does he want? Like, because Yuta can get suspicious also. He must have his reasons, of course. This is a competitive business, of course, that um, he must be like this. But do you see how his energy relaxes? He started with the very tense Nine of Wands. He's like the type of guy that he's like, okay, I'm used to doing things on my own. Like, probably he started being like, everything that I created it on my own. So it's like sometimes he refuses to share this with others. Um, but with Jungwoo, he feels this slowly he had experienced this of, okay, I'm allowing myself to trust you and to let you get close to me. Yeah, like because probably if you make Yuta smile and if you make him laugh, you help him relax a bit. And I think that Jungwoo is a master in this, definitely. But Jungwoo is very good at mirroring Yuta, because he does what Yuta does to others. And that's why, it's funny. It's funny, their dynamic. So from Jungwoo's perspective, we have the tower, the star, and the three of wands. So yeah, Jungwoo with with I believe that the tower will be Yuta's energy because the tower and the star card. I believe that there's something very magical about Jungwoo. Jungwoo was like, okay, yeah, I have to get into Yuta's heart. Like, I don't care how long it takes, but I'm going to win his heart. I'm really going to become his friend. Like, I really want to be his friend. There's a lot of admiration coming from Jungwoo towards Yuta, and this is not as them being entertainers. This probably has to do more about Yuta's resilience. There's something about Yuta representing this very a strong force of transformation for Jungwoo. Definitely Jungwoo can see that. And he's like, I want to be as cool as Yuta because Yuta was able to, rebuild himself and create a new version of himself. And I'm sure it wasn't easy. Like somehow like Jungwoo is very attracted to people's, I wouldn't say to people's darkness, but here with the tower, I believe that also Jungkook loves to, Jungkook loves to penetrate uh, through people's very guarded hearts. I don't know. He has that. He has the star card in here, and I'm like, the guy definitely has um, this very magic touch. He's able to see through your resistances and he just dissembles them one by one. And he takes his time. He takes his time. And I believe that he's also very intuitive. There's something about him also connecting with his intuition and being like, I know I can make it. I know maybe we started a bit, it wasn't easy, but I knew if I went through all those resistances, went through all these walls, all these blockages, I knew I would see the real person. Like he has a very soft touch. There's something about him that he's able to melt people's hearts. And he has a thing for wooden people. Like I think that if Jungwoo wasn't if Jungwoo wasn't um, an idol, I believe he would be a good therapist. Because there's something about him, like just knowing, recognizing people that went through a lot, and him wanting to change their everyday struggles into. He's the kind of guy that he wants to, somehow um, entertain you. He wants to take your attention away from darkness or from dark thoughts. And I believe that this is also like a representation of his own nature. I see the tower and I see the star. So definitely Jungwoo is someone that is very attracted to other people's darkness or other people's intensity, because he himself is also someone that has uh, a very complex and profound and intense um, inner world. So even though on the outside you see him very bubbly, you see him smiling, you see him like he's like this shining light, he inside he's someone that he knows about what it's like to deal with challenges, what it's like to feel sad, what it's like to feel desperate, what it's like to feel lonely, what it's like to feel at the edge of your own soul. He knows about feeling helpless. He knows about feeling like no one gets you, feeling like you are never good enough. So there's something about him being able to acknowledge that he has these wounds inside of himself. But becoming an entertainer or becoming a singer or becoming an artist to help people forget about that. I think that definitely Jungkook has, and there's something about him seeing Yuta, like probably having these first experiences with Yuta and seeing like Yuta in these dark moments and being like, yeah, I shouldn't get that close to him because probably he's going to bite me or he's going to push me away. So I'm going to wait until the right moment. I'm going to wait, but I'm not going to walk away. I'm going to stay next to him, even though if I will feel like sometimes he doesn't like me or he doesn't want me there, like I will, because when you see the tower, it's like when you see the tower, I see Jungkook looking at Yuta's energy and being like, wow, this guy like has no filter, in the sense that Yuta is someone that if he probably, if you do something to him or if he doesn't approve of you in a certain way, he will like block you. He will end the conversation or the interaction with you. He doesn't mind. He's not that um, he's not that polite, like, yeah, I'm going to smile and pretend like everything is okay. No, he's this guy that if he has to cut you out of his life, he's going to do it. And you're going to become a sort of ghost, for him, even though you're sitting next to him, So there was a lot of challenges, definitely. Now Jungkook is like here with the stars, like, yeah, now I feel like, I passed the darkness and I can see Utah's star quality, and I can see that there's a bit of destiny between the two of them. Definitely, I think that Jungkook admires a lot Utah, and he wants to be like Utah as well. He wants to be, here with the star. There's something about like, oh, maybe Utah is my teacher, or maybe I can learn something from him. Like he is someone that he's absorbing. He's very empathic, so he absorbs everything about all the members, and he tries to incorporate it to learn more about himself and become a better artist himself. Not to copy the other. It's more about like, okay, what can I learn from my teammate? Why can I compare it? What can I learn that I don't have on myself? You know, um, and I think that this is why he has this connection with Utah, because there's something about him being like, okay, yeah, Utah represents everything that I'm not able to express about myself, um, but yeah, there's a dynamic of like, yeah, me feeling in the edge with the other person, like I don't know if I'm going to make it, I don't know if I'm going to do well, because sometimes I feel like they don't like me, or I feel like, yeah, they like me but not as much as I like them. There's like this but now they're in this moment of a lot of joy, definitely Jungkook here with the Free of Ones is like he wants to keep, working on his dynamic with Utah. Definitely he has ideas about them probably having these more moments, or if they are like participating in a choreography together or in a part of a song, him getting more closer, he getting closer to Utah and being like, oh yeah, we should do this, and like, come on, do this with me, please, like I want to do this with you, like participate with me on this, like somehow like being like, together we can create a lot more. It's more like, Yuta, come with me, like, can you do this with me, like, and for Yuta it's different, for Yuta it's different because he's like a sort of lone wolf, he's like, no, thank you, I'm well on my own. But maybe because there's this feeling of like, yeah, we had fun, maybe he will accept this in the future, to see them a bit more like, playing a bit more with each other on a stage or in front of a camera, to also like expand their potential, and I believe that this is something that also Jungwoo here with the Free of Ones, he wants to explore his potential, he wants, it's not that he wants to create fan service or he wants, to create moments for the shippers. No, it's much more like, I really like you, I want to work more with you if you let me. um then, as a relationship as an overall, we have the Magician, we have the Page of Pentacles, and we have the Five of Pentacles. So yeah, I think that honestly, yeah, all these pentacles, definitely the guys are preparing themselves for this new comeback. And when it comes to Yuta and Jungkook, probably yeah, they will do very well because here with the Magician, definitely the guys are ready. They are working on it, they're putting the effort. But I don't know why here with the Page of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles, either we are not going to see that much of them, or we are going to see them separate. But because here with the Five of Pentacles, it's like, again, there's not much. Maybe they will not have interactions, they will not work in the same scene or something like this. But I think that when I see the first card that is the Magician, I'm like, the guys definitely have like a good chemistry. They lift each other up. They have the potential to also attract attention to themselves. But I think that there's something maybe about the arrangement of this comeback that maybe, it will not be beneficial for both of them together. Maybe one of them is going to get an opportunity or more screen time than the other, or they're going to be put in different, I see that they definitely have like the willpower to work together or to be, very close and to be like, okay, let's build this dynamic together. Let's keep working on this. Like we do well together. But I think that probably, I don't know if it's the people that manages the concept. There's something about them being like separated. And also, here with the Five of Pentacles, maybe there's this feeling of like, yeah, I'm putting more money and attention on this member and not so much on the other. So yeah, I don't see the company or the concept, actually like putting Jungwoo and Yuta in more moments together. I think that they will try to make it. They will try to have their little interactions, but I think that there seems to be a disbalance when it comes to resources. Maybe they will show one more than the other, or maybe they will not. They will not give the both of them. They will not give them that much screen time. There's something about them sharing this struggle of like, okay, we need to get more screen time or we need to get more for ourselves, because they, with the Page of Pentacles, they definitely are like, okay, we need to work harder on ourselves and our skills, because we have to get out of this Five of Pentacles. We have to be more out there, or we have to be much more popular, or we have to be much more recognizable. Like they definitely want the attention, they want more attention, or maybe they want more screen time or more lines. They have this, they are great entertainers. Definitely there's a lot of potential. I would want to see them together, but honestly I believe that they have the desire. They could have the intention, but I think that there could be a moment where they will be separated, or I don't know, maybe if Yuta is busy with another things, we will not see them together. But yeah, definitely they have in common that they know that they have to keep working on themselves and work extra hard to get more exposure and more promotion probably. So yeah, things don't change with the company, definitely. But well, let's wait for this new comeback to celebrate this. So yeah, guys, this is all I have for these two. I hope that you enjoyed it, and of course, if you are a fan, I would appreciate your feedback. Thank you so much. Bye.